Hi, in this video I'm going to be comparing Rytr versus Jarvis, aka Jasper, using a third-party AI software to test each content writer. Then I'm going to give you my own take and my own opinion as to what I feel each writer does better. I'm Vince from Digital Nomad Institute, and let's get started. So this is the inside or the dashboard of Jasper AI, and when you go to the dashboard, it's going to have your welcome, it's going to have your getting started video, which shows you basically how to find all the templates. Then it has a little boot camp and then a Facebook group if you need like live help. You can also see your favorite templates over here, and then it gives you some kind of incentive to share. That's pretty much it. Also, how many words you generated. That's it for the dashboard. If you really want to get into the tools, it's all located within templates. You can go ahead and click the templates, and here it will show you all the building blocks you can use to create your written content. Just right off the bat, you can see it has a lot of different modules that you can use to create both long form and short form content. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using each AI writing tool to test the short form, the long form, miscellaneous content that doesn't really fit into either category. And then I'm going to show you the special features of each one. And then finally, I'm going to do a review on everything and a quick summary, as well as feedback of improvement for each software. So let me begin with short form content and YouTube description. Okay. So to compare the two, let me go back to Rytr. And with Rytr, the user interface real quick. Okay, the user interface is much simpler. As soon as you click on start writing, you're taken into the area where you can go ahead and select your module. So basically the template section is all within this area here, and you just drop down and select what you want. So in this case, I'm going to select a video description, and that's going to be my video title for each one. I'm going to put it to one variant, and I'll set the creativity to high, and then I'll say write for me, and then I'll go back to the Jasper, enter in the same video title. Keyword to rank for. This is a feature unique to Jasper, so I can put in AI content writer. And then tone of voice. So whereas Rytr has creativity level, right, where you can set it to optimal, none, low, medium, high. Jasper, you can set the tone. I'm going to set witty. Okay. So then I'll say generate. I'll click on generate AI content. So the way the UI is designed is basically your inputs will be on the left hand side, and then the output will go on the right. All right, so there you I put two variants by accident, but we just use the first one. Okay, so this one has one variant, this one has one variant, and I'm going to take the first one of each and place it into Grammarly Premium in order to see what does the AI grade each content as, to give it a little bit more of a quantitative analysis, as much as possible. So I'm going to take this one out from Rytr, plop it down in here, press Ctrl V, and then look at the stats on the right hand side generated by Grammarly Premium. You have 94 overall score. Okay, you have clarity is a bit unclear. It has very engaging, and its delivery is just right, but most importantly is plagiarism. So let's click on plagiarism, see how well did it score on that front. And it says 20%, so that means it's 80% unique. All right, and let me just read it real quick to make sure it's actually readable. In this video, I'm going to show you how to write creative and original content in just a few minutes using AI copywriting assistance and do away with writer's blocks forever. See how thousands of professional marketers and agencies have been using AI tools for marketing their blog writing process. For making their blog writing process simpler. All right, not too bad. Now let's go ahead and do the same thing with Jasper. I'm going to take the first one right here, copy it right here, and let me delete this. and add it in. Okay, so this one is 92. It's clear, very engaging, and delivery is just right. And let me read it. Just do a human check. The internet is a minefield of content, but it's not always the right content. With so much noise, how do you cut through and find your target audience with AI content writers? AI writers are software that can write blog posts for you in minutes without any background knowledge or domain expertise. Wow, that to me, human like judgment here, taking the numbers apart, that sounds better, right? Rytr was okay, right? It's okay to good, but this is good to great, right? So that's my human analysis, and the numbers here show. Let me check for plagiarism real quick. So okay, here it is. Sorry, it says your text is 100% original. All right, so the content from Jasper AI is 100%. It wins on the categories of uniqueness, right? It's 100% unique versus Rytr's 80% unique. It's more engaging. The delivery is better and the clarity is clearer. All right. So that's short form content. Now let's go into longer form content. All right. So for long form content, I'm going to be using the PASS framework. Right? And it stands for problem, agitate, solution, and it's great for creating marketing letters or marketing content, long form. All right, and in this one, I'm just going to type in what is digital marketing and why do you need it. Okay, and then for Rytr, I'm going to do the same thing. Just enter it in here, and then I just create one variant. Let me go back to this, clear it off. And I click Write for me. All right, so that way we have a comparison between the two. Okay, and there you go. Problem: you may have heard the term digital marketing, but you're not sure what it is or why you need it. Agitate. It's no secret that digital marketing is becoming increasingly important for businesses of all sizes, but many companies are still unsure of what it is or how to get started. Solution. What is digital marketing? Simply put, it is the process of using online channels to reach and engage your target audience. This can include anything from email marketing and SEO to social media and paid advertising. All right, let me copy this, throw it in here. Oops. Delete this. And let's see what it gets. It gets an 85. And let's see, one alert. It's a bit unclear, a bit bland, and just right delivery. Okay, plagiarism is 9%, so it's about 91% unique. And I'm gonna go to Rytr and see how it goes here. All right, so same keyword, same content input. Problem: it is hard to keep up with the latest marketing trend. People are responsible for the growth of the company, but it's a tough and unforgiving industry. You risk being left behind or ending up on your coworkers' bad side by not knowing something that may be needed for an upcoming meeting. And then agitate. Being an expert in digital marketing is not easy in a saturated market, and even harder when every next minute there's another article with another set of advice as to how to succeed as a digital marketer. And then Solve Digital Marketing Academy is designed to help you stay ahead of the trend and best practices in the field of digital marketing. Our tutorials are simple and practical, so you can start learning. This is not quite relevant because I don't have Digital Marketing Academy, but it's okay. Let's see how it does. All right. Control C. Delete this. Control V. And this scores a lower percentage, 80. Right? 2 alerts. Still a bit unclear, a bit bland. Delivery just right. Plagiarism is. Let's check it out. Okay, they say plagiarism, they claim is 100% original. I just read through this, and I think that this right here is not relevant. Okay, so because of that, I'm deducting. I'm intervening with this with this and adding my own score. And yeah, overall score it is lower. I think maybe it should be like 70 because this doesn't make any sense. I didn't tell Rytr to write Digital Marketing Academy or anything in like that. So I can't really use this piece. I have to modify it. Versus if you go into there, the agitate for the agitate in Jasper, or a solution in Jasper for this one. What is digital marketing? Simply put, it's the process of using online channels to reach and engage with your target audience. This can include anything from email marketing and SEO to social media and paid advertising. This makes sense. I can use this or I can use this, right? Either one it's very good. So right off the bat, the quality for long form content, such as past framework, is really, really good. I just want to point out now that so far, when it comes down to short and long form content, Jasper is doing much better than Rytr. Now, when it comes to, there's also one area that I would like to explain, which is, let me see, the creative story. Okay, so each one has a creative story, and I find it quite interesting. So let me go back to here. It doesn't really fit into short or long form content. It's more like a new feature, I guess. Let me go into here. Story plot. Okay, let me go back. All right, so let's test it out. I guess in this case, it's different in the case of creative story. It seems like he writes the story for you versus Rytr is a story plot. All right, and it just gives you an idea. So I'm going to say, I don't know. Let's see. A girl walks through the forest. All right, let's see how that goes. And then I'm just going to click write for me. And then for this one, oops. Yeah. I'm going to add the same thing, and I'm just going to put funny. Let me change this. All right, so for this one, it gives you a plot, like a very short plot. She finally gets to the clearing, which harbors an unattainable place that she's always wanted to be. Across the path starts another girl from the forest who doesn't have any shoes on and begs for a little food. The girl walks blindly through the clearing towards her destination past the other girl. In her way is a river, but it's not water in the river. It's not water in the river. It's gold or piles of gold. Something so valuable that she's allured by it and can't help but to go over to explore. The closer she gets, the clearer it becomes that something is wrong with the gold, but she can't stop herself from getting closer and closer. The other girls yell out to her and plead with her not to fall into the trap because there are snakes below them. She takes a step back, turns around, and walks back to see what was right in front of her face, an old woman who has lost both of her hands. All right, so that's like a really, I guess, interesting plot. For this one, the girl walked through the forest looking at all the animals. She saw a deer and wanted to pet it, but it ran away. Oh, she said she saw a rabbit and wanted to pet it, but it ran away. I guess I'm not very good at this, she said with a laugh. Then she saw a squirrel and decided to try again. She slowly approached it and held out her hand. The squirrel hesitated for a moment, but then came over and let the girl pet him. You're so cute, she explained. This one's more, I guess, straight to the point. It's more clear. Okay, this is my judgment, and then this one is more creative when it comes down to story plot ideas. They're both story plot ideas. You would have to definitely expand upon it. But all in all, I think when it comes to story plot ideas, I kind of like Rytr for generating ideas, story plots, because it seems a bit more creative. But if you want more focused, then I think Jasper, when it comes to story plot ideas, is better. All right, and that's just the miscellaneous stuff that didn't quite fit into long or short form content. Now, let me talk about the special features. Rytr special features that isn't found in many other AIs that I've tested. They have what is it called? Magic Command, which is very interesting. So Magic Command basically allows you to write something that does not fit into any of these categories. Right? So in this case, the example is write a review about Rytr's AI writing assistant. So you can do reviews, you can do questions, you can do whatever you want, and you basically tell the AI to create a piece of content. That's what Magic Command is. So I'm going to say, when you type in a Magic Command, write a reflection on what it means to be human, you get this. It means to be able to feel love, to be able to care, to be able to show empathy, to have the capacity to make a difference in the lives of others. It means you have courage, resilience, and a willingness to try again. It means being able to express yourself and your own voice, to be able to have a sense of humor and humility, to be able to express your feelings and what you want. I think it's pretty good. So that's the Magic Command, as well as the song lyrics. Those are the two special key features of Rytr that I would like to point out. Now, the special key features of Jarvis or Jasper is the content improver. All right, so you can take any type of content, put it through here, and it will improve the content greatly. So that's one thing I like, right? And it improves the grammar, it improves the readability and everything. That's quite unique. Let me show you the features. Let me go back to templates. And let me go to Query Answers. All right. So the other cool feature is you can pick out any kind of answer or question that you'd like to answer in Quora, copy it. So in this case, I copied, why do people say that martial arts don't work in a street fight? I copy it, and then I paste it into here, and I add what information to include in the answer, and I type in the tone, and I say generate the AI content, and this is what I got. So there are a few different reasons that people might say this. One reason is that most martial arts are designed to be practiced in a controlled setting against an opponent who is compliant and doesn't really want to hurt you. They aren't meant to be used in a real fight where the person you're fighting may have any number of tools at their disposal to harm you, like weapons or friends to help them out. All right, so I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to put it into Grammarly just to see how well it does. All right, so let me post this in here. And overall, it got 7% plagiarism, so it's about 93% unique. All right, overall score is 83. Not too bad. Now, when I go into a new document, and I'm going to show you the second feature that I like, which is the improvement, the content improver, right? So it's unique to Jasper, and it's not just a rewriter. It really does improve everything. So I take everything, I paste it into here. The only thing that I really don't like about it is that it has a limitation of 600 and let me make sure I got this right. Okay, let me delete this. 80 words is the limit. Okay, so I type it in here, casual, generate AI content. Okay, and this is what you'll get. Okay, let me copy this and then paste it into Grammarly to see how well it's improved. So now the overall score is, if you can see, it's a 100 out of 100, and it says correctness is looking good. There's no errors. It's very clear for clarity. Engagement is very engagement, and delivery is just right. And if you read it, martial arts can be a great form of self-defense, but they're not always effective against someone who has no interest in hurting you and may even have weapons or friends to help them. The controlled environment that many martial art practices take place within makes it less likely these skills will work when fighting outside this setting. All right, so it sounds a lot better, right? So you can see by the numbers, this third-party AI Grammarly Premium is judging this piece of content better. It reads better when I read it humanly. Human eyeballs on it. It sounds and reads better. So those are the key features that I like about Jasper, mainly the core answer and the content improver. Those are kind of unique, which I haven't seen in other AIs. Rytr, you have the magic command, and you have the songwriter, the lyric writer. All right. And lastly, let me give you a quick summary of what I think of the two. Okay, so real quick, when it comes down to Jarvis versus Rytr, the user interface for Rytr is a lot easier to use, right? And it's a lot easier to create content. That's just my opinion. When it comes down, then Jarvis is a bit overwhelming, but I think over time you can get used to it. Second thing is short form and long form content. I believe, judging by Grammarly Premium, the numbers, and both, me reading it, I think that Jarvis is better when it comes down to short form and long form output. It does a really good job when it comes down to content. It's probably the most accurate AI I've seen. Rytr did an okay job, but Jarvis just did a better job. When it comes to price, Rytr wins hands down. You got between $9 for one plan, entry-level plan, and about $29 or $30 for the unlimited plan. Jarvis, if you're using long-form content, you have to pay around $60 minimum. It's a bit pricey. And then lastly, special features. You have Rytr's song lyrics and magic command versus Jarvis's core answers and content improver. And I feel like the content improver is the one that takes the cake. It's much more helpful than the magic command, but magic command is not that bad. So ultimately, who is this for, and which one should you buy? Well, if you can use Jarvis to make more than $60 a month, then you should pay for the best equipment. So if you heavily need written content, you need to produce written content quickly, and you do it often, and you can actually get paid for it really well, then I would suggest Jarvis, because then the $60 membership is worth it. But if you don't need it as much and you need it sparingly, or you don't need as high a quality but you need more numbers, you need more output but not as high quality, then I would say Rytr is the way to go, because you have unlimited publishing options. There's no credit. This is a credit-based system. Jarvis or Jasper is a credit-based system. Rytr is not. And if I was to pick the two, I would probably, and I know this sounds counterintuitive, but I might start with Rytr to see how AI writing works in general with the $9 plan right here. And then once I see how it works and I get used to it, and if I like it, then I might, if I need to upgrade gradually, I might either upgrade this plan, or I might start with this plan here, because at the short form content, I think it's about $30 just for the short term content per month. I think the price is too high for what it does. Like I think there's many AI writers out there, and by keeping the price so high, I think it just makes it less competitive, because every single day there's a new AI software rolling out, and I think the high price is not quite justified. I think they need to lower the price for Jarvis and Jasper. When it comes down to feedback and critiques for each software, for Jasper or Jarvis, I think that the one thing that they should stop doing is changing their name. They went from content AI to Jarvis, now to Jasper. And that doesn't really build a lot of trust as a customer. I don't like it when a company keeps changing their names that often. It kind of reminds me of con man that builds a shell game, and they they build a fake company, they con people, then they sell it off and do it again and again and again. I'm not saying that Jarvis or Jasper is doing that, but by changing their names that often, it doesn't instill the biggest of trust. Second thing that I would critique Jasper on is that their free trial is hidden behind a credit card paywall, as well as an email. So you have to give your email and your credit card, which is a lot of sensitive information, just to test out their software. I think they should have a truly free option where you just enter your email in and you can just go ahead and test it out. I don't like their fake free or very, very restricted free trial. Rytr, on the other hand, has an email, so you can just go ahead and test it out. It's more transparent. The other thing with Jasper AI, the critique I would say is I wish that the outline, when you create a blog outline, you can also extend the content easily, like you can do in Rytr. Right? You can just kind of like right click and click a paragraph or something, and it will extend it. You don't really have that feature. You have to create the outline and then cut it out, copy it out, and then go ahead into another template and then flesh it out that way. So it's not very convenient. Versus Rytr, you can create the outline and then from there go straight into the flesh it out and create paragraphs for each outline, which is what I like. It's a lot easier to use. So that's the critiques for Jasper or improvement. When it comes to Rytr, I would say that I think they need to improve upon the output. It's good, but it can get better. I think if you can get up to Jarvis's level, then this is this is really, really good. Right now, it's a great deal. I like the unlimited publishing ability, but the content is just okay. All right. Sometimes it depends on the topic. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes it's okay, and sometimes it's not that great. Right. So they need to work on the output for both short form and long form content when it comes to Rytr. The price is good. I like the price. I like the unlimited features. You would keep that. The special features, I think that they should extend more creativity. So what I mean by that is if they're going to go into, let's say, story plot idea, why not have a way to flesh it out and extend it into like a full-on story where they can just click on paragraph and extend the story that way, or highlight everything and have a a improvement feature like Jasper does. All right, so that's what I would do, and as well as the song lyrics. They need to have a way to extend the song lyrics to make it where you can click on it and add more detail, or write more paragraphs, or write more lyrics to it. But other than that, I think they're both really good AI software. If it comes down to who is it for, well, like I said earlier, if you are a writer, if you are a blog author, you run a website that needs a lot of written content daily, that's high quality, and you're willing, to pay $60 a month, like you can justify the cost of $60 a month and go for the best tool available, which is Jarvis. It's probably the most accurate one so far. That can change in the future. But if you need it sparingly, or you just need a lot of numbers and the quality just needs to be okay, then Rytr is the way to go, because you have unlimited. The unlimited plan is really unique to Rytr. All right, so I wanted to add this in and make it as informative as possible, because I know that buying an AI or choosing an AI could be troublesome and it could be costly, especially if you pick the wrong one. So I just want to make it very clear and as transparent as I can. And I also wanted to add an element of numbers to it, so that's why I threw in Grammarly Premium, so you can get a kind of a feel of the written output of each software. So if this video was helpful, could you please hit that like button? And as well as I would like to announce, I have a small YouTube channel course that shows you how to create content semi-automatically using AI tools, and it makes it quite easy. As well, it shows you how to make money before you get monetized and after you get monetized. So if you're interested in that, you can go ahead and check that out in the description below. I'm Vince from Digital Nomad Institute, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for watching.